fan-owned entertainment company cast away their worldly concerns and play Dungeons and Dragons. Thank you for joining us. I'm Dave Hampton, the DM, and joining me the rest of, not all of Legion M, but a chunk of Legion M, joining us playing all the characters. So everyone say hi.
The best looking half of Legion M, I think,
I
is the way I would describe it.
I didn't even think I needed to say that, but yeah, obviously. This is our third episode, but we didn't record the first one because why would we bother? But we did record the last one, and that's up on Twitch, and now we managed to get it streaming, and it's up on Spotify, and it'll be up eventually on Apple and Google coming soon. It just sort of shows up. YouTube. And YouTube, did you get YouTube?
I didn't. I did not, but it will be. Someday.
There was an insurrection yesterday, so a lot of us were busy.
You know, this crazy mob broke into my house and smashed up all of my YouTube stuff. So
put their feet on your desk.
Yep.
And then tweeted it because that's stealthy. That is what
I go to the Capitol for one day and look what happened.
Right.
I mean, everything else unattended. You know?
In one sense, it's pretty amazing because everyone that invaded and rushed in and tried to take over the House of Rep, well, the whole thing, they basically all rolled a 1 on their stealth check. Because they were just like, and I'll take a picture of myself. They'll never know it was me. And they'll say it.
Here's a note with my name. I'm leaving it on your desk with an insult.
Yes, with my fingerprints on your pen.
Here's a pencil of my DNA, as well as a list of my fears and my address.
Right. So
see you soon.
So a lot of the intelligence rolls were low as well. So it is what it is.
To be expected.
Right. To be expected. Also, which is really cool, we have a young listener that is a friend of my daughter's that is going to draw pictures of us. And I had suggested go to Hero Forge and mock one up, and a lot of you guys did. But just for fun, you guys can see the screen that I'm sharing, right? I tried to do one that looked like my character, which is sadly me. I can't improve upon this or make something up. Let's see if I can remember how to get to it, though. I think it's that. Hold on. I got to get on the right screen. There. That is as best as I could get because I've grown this.
That looks great.
That's lovely. Fantastic.
I mean, he is way more attractive than I am, but
you look like a roguish pirate.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have, and I'm not gonna grow the little twisty things.
No, not them.
That's the full-on Van Dyke beard. No, I don't even know if I could. But I just thought that was funny, and I wanted to share that because, anyways, we're gonna get pictures, and she's gonna draw like anime-style characters of us in a poster, and she's really excited about it.
So sweet! I'm so excited.
I know.
Cool.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Strange person whose name we probably can't mention because of legal reasons, but thank you. All right, so let's get caught up on. I think I hit the wrong button here. I did. Cancel. Let's get caught up on where we what happened the last couple of times as we were doing this. I don't know how loud that is. It sounds like it's way too loud. I have to yell over it. Last time you guys started off at the Gwendalian Arms and managed to leave there in a light rain. It was a beautiful day. It smelled like adventure, I believe. And you spent a considerable amount of time actually at the Gwendalian Arms interrogating, what was his name again? The druid? I got to find him. Lachlane the Brown. And interrogating him and finding out some information about a sick forest, I believe. And then you hopped on the trail. Made it halfway, set up camp. There was a mini insurrection of your own as an ogre came bursting through and tried to destroy the vast majority of you, claiming that it was hungry, or actually just claiming it needed food, but looking very well fed. But I don't know how much ogres eat. I'll be perfectly honest with you. And then a battle ensued. It consisted of Zancorin immediately getting knocked out. Rampuri dancing around and making lots of little slots that attacks that didn't really do a whole lot, but helped. And Roki, not Rocky, right now it's Roki on your name. So, and Rocky deftly dispatched it with a couple of very powerful sword strikes and knocking it down just as it was focusing in on Kandra, who suddenly realized her mortality as she looked at her remaining hit points of 7 and realized that Zancorin was knocked out, I think, with 8, and then was like, oh, this is not good. But she survived. Most of you guys spent your time being, see if I can pull this up here. Most of you guys, the adventurers that were more accustomed to this promptly went back to rest and got a good night's rest. But Kandra and Pele and Zancorin spent most of the night just rocking on their knees in front of the fire, asking, what the hell happened? But Kandra gets a full night's rest because she only needs 4 hours because she's an elf and she was asleep ahead of time. So she can take the long rest, but we're not going to let the shock of it all. We're just not going to let Zancorin and Pele take the long rest.
So if I was though because I'm a half elf, does that mean that I get 2 hours?
No, it actually doesn't.
No, yeah, you're
talking to the GM.
Yeah, and the app it'll check to say if you can do this elvish trance thing, but I don't think you can. I think
gonna find out.
I think you're SOL on that. I'm gonna pull it up because obviously
look at my features and traits, and it says that I don't, but I can swim really fast. So
am I the only one that noticed that Pele has switched from an Irish accent to an Aussie?
I thought it was a Scottish brogue last time.
You know, this is sort of Pele's on a journey, and he's gonna try out a couple of different things before he settles on one of them. So
the thing is, he's a rogue, so you never know if he's telling the truth.
Yeah, you never know. Like, look, you're never gonna know who you're gonna get with Pele. Like, I've had to live my life on the streets, fooling all of you. None of these are my real voice. You're never gonna hear my real voice.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it. When he gets tired, the Aussie really comes through.
Yeah, you better watch out.
He adopts the accent of the land from which his drink came. So it must be an Australian Shiraz or something like that.
Yellowtail.
So let's say that you guys, those that could sleep, slept, and those that were not able to sleep did whatever they needed to do to not be able to sleep. And you wake up in the morning. It is a heavy, heavy rain that you guys wake up to. It is not as it was a light rain yesterday that where the sun was creeping through, and now it is not a light rain. It is just miserable and pretty rainy. You look in the corner, not in the corner, but near the cart. The ogre is still dead on the ground in a pool of congealed blood at this point. There's already bugs around it. I don't remember if we actually had you guys like investigate the body or not.
We did.
So you did.
I think Rocky did.
And I don't believe you found anything, but it is light now. So if you guys want to re-investigate, you certainly can.
We saw that he had a trail of footprints going him back towards the other.
Right up towards the mountain. If we had if we happen to just so have a map of, see if I can go past the picture of me here. You guys were down in this neck of the woods down here, and it was headed back almost straight north, but that would be towards like the heart of the forest. But that's like, what did I say? About 8 or 10 miles to the forest, and you guys are just off of the coast road here. So, yeah, that's where you guys are at. And I even have a background now for the coast road, so now you know where you're at. This was my wife's idea. She's like, well, if I go away to get a drink, I don't know where you guys are, so you should put a sign up. I'm like, no, that's like really smart.
Well, that's the coast road. I think we want to not go back after the ogre. We have to catch up with our dwarven friends. Not catch up, but just meet them.
Right. What is your plan, adventurers?
We'll push the ogre off into the, shallow grave. Get him out of the
You're-
way.
I know it's still a pretty deep grave considering how big this guy is. I don't know. It's a lot of
What the fuck?
digging.
Let's just put him behind some trees and go.
Yeah. Yeah, let's
Yeah, leave him for
sweep
the
him under
animals.
rug.
So I'm gonna say to try to move a dead ogre, roll a strength check. A couple of you guys can try. You roll an somebody roll an advantage on it if two of you are trying.
Roll that. Strength.
Yep. It's a straight strength check.
I rolled a 16.
16. You are tugging at an arm or a leg or whatever appendage you can get your hands on it, and that thing is just not moving. It's heavy. It's like 500 pounds and not going anywhere.
Let's not worry about it. Let's get going.
on second thought,
Just leave it. Let's get on the road.
It's what he would have wanted to be buried out under the stars, I think. Let's forget about it.
it's what an ogre dreams of. As
Does
they think.
anybody want to say a few words?
No, let's just go.
Okay.
All right, so the horses were not spooked or anything, largely because I forgot that they should have been. So they're just hanging out. I guess they're kind of used to this. Nothing much to worry about. And you guys are getting back on the road. So give me a who's where on it. It's raining a lot now, so visibility is down, etc. What?
I'm up front with my bow drawn.
All right.
I'm sitting on the cart because I stayed up all night hugging myself.
All right. So you are on the cart. Who's driving?
I'm gonna walk. Oh,
I think
I'm not driving.
Zankorn's like just kind of in a shell shock, so he's just kind of standing to the side, like not engaging, not getting ready to go, just kind of there.
I would like to walk. I think I'm gonna walk with Rocky. Now that we know that there are ogres in these woods, we need to keep a steady eye out to make sure everybody's safe.
Danke, Tatiana.
Well, in that case, since I know Zankorn isn't going to drive, I am driving.
All right.
And I'll take up the rear then, I guess, behind the cart.
I will clap two coconuts together.
Perfect. Would you please make the coconut sound effects? And
Flip flop.
the is anyone going to fetch Zankorn? Or are you just going to walk off with him standing on the side of the road?
Let's fetch the
I'll pick up Zankorum, sling him over my back. I'll lift him and put him gently up on top of the cart where he rode last time.
I'm assuming you're good with that.
Yeah, I don't stop him or
You're not
anything.
resisting. You're just like shell shock.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
But I do need to roll with my new fancy dice.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Thanks to you.
Only the finest.
I rolled a 3. So
3. Good. You're shell shocked just like before, but that's about it.
all right.
All right. So let's have the two in front. Roll a perception check and see how you guys are doing.
Right.
21.
Nice.
5.
5. Well, at least somebody got a 21, which is good. All right, so it is really coming down. The coast road is used often enough. It's a single wide road, and there's ruts in it from the carts that often go down it, and the ruts are just filling with that sort of sticky, wet clay soil that happens when rain really swells up. And your visibility is pretty short just because of the heaviness of the rain. And unless you have a cover of some sort, and I don't think anyone does, you're getting soaked through the bone. It's not particularly cold because it's roughly spring and it's a warmer spring day. So, and a warmer rain that has come through, not like a one down from the north, but more one up from the south. So you're just miserably wet, but you don't notice anything. Nothing's moving, nothing's flying, nothing's going through. It seems like the rain has just depressed everyone as you are making your way through the day.
I sense that is a very depressing rain.
Yeah, this is definitely a sad rain.
I guess if you were to describe the rain as an emotion, sad would come to my mind. Anyways,
Well, we keep going.
all right. So, are you switching the order up, or just keep going like this for another stretch?
Sure.
All right. Let me have you guys roll again for the next segment.
Perception.
Yep. Perception.
17.
11.
All right. Rocky's getting a little bit more tired as he's going along and not paying as much attention as the depressing rain is affecting him with seasonal effectiveness disorder, and he's just sort of looking down at his feet and avoiding the mud. Tatiana is keeping a much sharper eye, but still everything seems pretty quiet at this point. You don't see a whole lot going on. You're making good progress as you're making it down the road, but we'll speed up a bit so we're not just constantly doing this all day. On this map that you see, the Fend Trail, you've been told, is roughly comes off of here, and it connects the Fend Trail, the Coast Road, with whatever this road is called up here, which I believe is I believe that is the Fendel Road. This whole area is called South Fendel. And this is an old trail. Years ago, this trail used to be much more populated, like 500 years ago, because there was the town that you're going to, it was an abandoned mining town, which you learned from Gunjan. And they're trying to bring it back to life because you can still mine in the hills, and it's a little bit safer of an area than it used to be. But like the druid had said, it's a little bit more dangerous now. More strange things are happening, especially coming out of the forest. So the day wears on. Evening is approaching, and it is beginning to get a little bit dark outside. And as it is getting dark outside, and you guys are making it over to what you hope is closer to the corner, but you can't tell completely, you guys hear in the distance someone yelling, "Help! Help!" And out of the woods, and it's not the deep woods, right? We're not at the part where you're at the Hoffen Forest, right? There's just little clusters of woods, and there's a little cluster of woods right about this area. And there's this little halfling girl, or a halfling woman, running out of a little grove of trees and carrying a small child, a small halfling child. Zancorin could recognize that the child's probably 2 to 4 years old. The rest of you, it's like, they're so damn small. How do I know? I don't know how old this thing is.
There's a baby carrying another baby.
Right. It's a
Think
baby
like
carrying
my
a baby, especially for you giant people. So she's coming, ripping out of there, yelling, "Help! Help! Help me!" And you're looking, and you see, you just see her running out, and then you see these flying things they're about this big, chasing after them. And that's what you see.
How far away?
Well, why don't we pull up the map?
All right.
There we go. You guys are off in this neck of the woods over here. Let me add you to the map. Maybe? Oh, I can't do that on this one. Let me add you to this map.
What are those things? Sturges?
Roll a nature check.
Okay, I think I have a pretty high nature check. No, no, I got a 5.
I mean,
All of you guys are seeing these, so you can all roll one.
oh, okay, cool. I stand up on the back of the cart and I'm like, "What is that thing?" And I
Nature.
roll a nice 10. And
It's a nature check, so you can add to it if you haven't done that.
Nature
how
check.
much, how much do I get to add to it?
What
Look
is
up
on your
nature.
Whatever
skills?
your nature check says, you can add to it.
Oh yeah, mine says +0, so
There, add 0.
it's 10.
It's,
Oh, it's 100. I added a 0 to the other to the part of it. Yeah.
I got a
more
straight
of a
16.
concatenation. 16. All right. Anyone else?
I have
Hey.
no idea what's going on because I rolled a 0.
There you have it.
Wow.
Nice,
Um,
You rolled
nice.
a 0.
Because I have a -1 nature.
Ah.
Excellent. That's what we like to see. So those of you that can recognize what that is, it is a sturge. There are a bunch of sturges. Oops, that's what they look like.
Yikes.
Ooh.
They're basically like blood-sucking bat chickens. They're about the size of a chicken, but they suck blood, and they are chasing after this fine little couple here, which is this mom and kids, and you guys are right here. So they are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 50 feet away or so.
I can shoot that.
And she's in the middle. Oh,
She is in the middle, and I don't have an icon for the baby because she's holding the baby. And that's about what you can see right now. But yeah, that's about what you can see right now.
Do we
It's
have
dark
to,
and it's rainy, so your vision doesn't really go much past what you see on the screen.
okay.
So I don't
So-
know.
Can I shoot it?
Oh, what's that?
Can I
Rocky?
shoot one?
Why don't we roll for initiative?
all right.
Everyone roll, and then I will lead us through it. So we've got that.
Oh, the 19.
I didn't say to say it yet.
Oh,
I don't have
sorry.
a place to write it down.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Everyone set?
Yeah.
0 to 5. 5 to 10.
Yeah, that's
Tatiana,
me.
What do you got?
an 8.
Yell out your score if you're 5 to 10. 8 for Tatiana.
7. Lucky 7
Yeah.
for Pele.
10 to 15. 15 to 20. What do you got? Speak up.
16 for Condra.
What is it?
16 for Condra.
16. Nice.
Rocky has 19.
Nice. 20 and up.
The one
24.
time. What was that?
24 for Empuri.
What?
Did you
Oh, the
roll a
monk.
crit?
The monkey.
Coming
Monk
in.
is on fire.
The monk. The monk. The monk is
Zancorn,
on
what do you have?
fire.
I rolled the one time I didn't want to roll a nat 20. I rolled a nat 20, so I have a 23.
23.
Ooh, that halfling. Dynamite.
Because obviously having the bard go first, that is the most important. So let's look at our map. I'm going to have you guys all start at this same little spot down here. Rampuri, you're in a unique situation. What do you do?
I am going to run immediately towards the sound of the woman's voice and so I guess the woman and the baby.
Okay. What's your movement? How many spaces can you go?
40.
40. Nice. That is not what I wanted. Oh, I can't move it off the screen. No wonder. I gotta find you in this stack of people that are here. Of course, you're the one on the very bottom. Yay. There you are. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We'll put you here. 40. You can see 5, 10, 15. You can see all of these. Everyone's range is maybe it's dark. So you need to have dark vision to be able to see, or some way of being able to see further than that. You can certainly hear where the sound is coming from, but even then, you can tell it's with the rain. It's a little hard to hear much further than that. So there could be other stuff going on around that you might not know about. Anything else that you can do in your turn?
That I can do. So you're, where am I?
Right there. I don't know if you have any ranged attacks or anything that you can do.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Oh, I've got darts. Is that like that doesn't cost me anything, right? I mean, other than the fact I gotta go pick up the darts later.
Right. Yeah. So if you want range weapon, you've got 20-foot range on the darts.
I would. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, let me throw a dart at the one just to the woman's left.
This one here? Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong screen. That one here?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll an attack roll.
14.
14. The dart flies out of your hands. Let's see what it does.
Wait.
14. Dart just beelines, smack straight into the sturge. Go ahead and roll damage.
4.
4.
Ooh.
They are evil little characters, but they're still basically bat chickens. It doesn't take a whole lot to get them out of the air. The dart hits it and it just drops to the ground. Do you have a bonus action? You have
unarmed strike.
Nah, too far for unarmed strike. And two-weapon fighting is only when you're holding a light melee weapon, and no bonus action with it. So, oh yeah, you do have bonus action unarmed strike. Yeah, but you can't do that, right? Because you're too far away to do anything. All right, that is it. Let me get back to our initiative order. Next up, Zankorin.
I muted. I can't see them yet, right?
Do you have dark vision?
I do not.
Not really.
Okay, so I'll run 25 feet, kind of diagonal of Rimpure.
Okay.
And at this point, I'm out of my shell shock, especially because I see it's a halfling.
Right.
And I bring up my arm and I say, "That is enough! Stand down!" And I cast Sleep.
Nice.
Right in the middle, like right where she's running, and it has a 20-foot radius, but I get to choose the targets.
Do you? On Sleep?
Yep. It says creature within 20 feet of a point you choose within range are affected in ascending order of their current hit points.
You don't. You
Or,
get to pick.
Oh wait, I'm reading that wrong, aren't I? It's
You get to pick the location.
The point, but not.
Right.
Okay.
And it goes in descending hit points. So the one with the greatest hit points, which presumably are the two adulty things, the two halfling things, would be affected first, and then what is left would go towards the Sturges because they have very low hit points.
Okay. So, since I said that, do I have to do it, or because I just read it wrong? Can I take that back?
Zankorin, they're terrified. Put them to sleep, quick. They don't want to be a part of this anymore.
It's up. You haven't yet cast it, so it's up to you of whether you want to or not.
I'll say instead I'll use Vicious Mockery.
Okay.
At the one closest to the halfling.
Okay, that would be this one up here.
Yeah.
All right, that is that's not an attack, right? That's a saving throw?
It is a saving throw of a Wisdom 13.
Wisdom saving throw.
How do you mock them?
Yeah, I want to hear the mockery.
Yeah.
How do you mock a bat chicken?
Try sucking on something your own size.
Yeah.
Get him,
Perfect.
Zankorin.
Varnish game head.
Friggin' got him, mate. Yeah.
And what's the saving throw you said? 13?
13.
13. All right. And it was the one closest to it, which is this one here. That one, you can see it like briefly sort of take its eyes off of its prey and look up at you, and then just and die. That's it. They have like, what's the what is the damage on that?
It's a 1d4 that I roll.
Oh, actually, no, it may survive. Go ahead and roll.
I rolled a 4. I think it's
It
dead.
does not survive. Sorry, I thought it was a 1d4 plus 1, which would guarantee the 2 necessary to kill it, and that one is gone.
You were bullied a lot in school, weren't you, Zankorin? You've got some really good ones. It's just sort of in your back pocket, I can tell.
And then, as a bonus action, I don't know if this is going to do much, but I'm going to say, I'm going to reach out to the halfling, and I'm going to inspire her to continue her run towards us.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And say, "You are safe this way. Come this way." And bardic inspiration on
the halfling woman.
Woman, yes.
That you can hear, but not necessarily see. Fortunately, she only needs to be able to hear you on this spell. So she is oddly inspired now as she hears your voice. She sees 2 of these that were attacking her drop down beside her, and now she's got a little bit of hope. You can tell she's kind of picking up her pace a little bit. Anything else on your move? I think you're out of options.
I am spent.
You are spent, Rocky.
I will pull my bow and loose my arrow at the one probably the farthest back, I would think.
All right. Right now you've got a bunch of trees in your way. So, what's your night vision like?
I mean, I'm a human, but I'm also a ranger, used to being out in the dark. And I have a
I mean, you're selling it, but I'm still gonna check your sheet.
Well, you can, but it's my trait. My terrain trait is forest.
I get that. I'm going to features and trait. Is there anything in here that says you have an advantage in the dark?
It's terrain. It doesn't say the dark. But I have a favored terrain type.
You do. You're not actually in a forest, but
no, forest is actually okay.
Favorite terrain type proficiency bonus is doubled for proficiency skills when you make an intelligence or wisdom check, which this is not. And you can see perfectly at night. Just kidding. No, you're gonna attack at disadvantage.
Okay.
But you can still do that. So you are targeting you're gonna have to move some because it's dark and you're going off of voices. So
move me directly, diagonally.
1, 2, 3, 4, like somewhere in this area.
As far forward as I can go with my movement, I can walk. I've got a 30-foot speed.
All right, so you end up just behind Zankorin, who you tower over, so you still get a clear shot. Go ahead and roll at disadvantage.
So what is the disadvantage? I roll the worst of 2 rolls?
Yeah, and if you're using D&D Beyond, you can right-click whatever interface will give you that and select disadvantage, and it'll do it for you.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got a 6 then.
6. It's dark. And the arrow flies off in the night. You don't think you hit anything. Doesn't seem like anything was hit.
Okay.
And that's what happens. What
Great shot, Rocky.
I'm gonna pull up
I've got a great feeling about that arrow, mate.
I got more.
I don't think you have anything else that you can do this turn. Don't have any bonus actions that you can do that will help you in this situation.
They yell and very, very scary.
They're very scary people you are facing. All righty. Next up, Condra.
Hello. So, with Zankoran's inspiration, has she run anywhere else at this point, or is she still in between them?
Her turn has not come up yet.
Okay. So she's still between them as of right now.
Yep.
So my only good option is, y'all ready for this?
Dance off. What?
Oh wait. First of all, I'm sorry. How far away am I?
A long way.
40-ish feet from the closest one.
Yeah. 40,
what about the
50?
furthest one?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 60 feet.
Okay, wonderful. I'm going to say exactly where I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to cast Beige Missile.
Ooh, beige missile.
I'm actually wearing beige.
Dear God, the beige missile.
Okay, Beige Missile.
Goodbye.
I cast with vocals and by movement, and I am able to create 3 unstylish beige glowing darts of magical force. Each dart hits a creature of my choice that I can see within range, and my range is 120 feet with this.
Do you have dark vision?
Yes, I do. I believe. Can you make sure of that? I believe I do. Yeah, I have dark vision. Yep. Oh,
Okay.
but only up to 60 feet. Wait, which the back guy is 60 feet, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
let's have you take a couple of steps forward, just so
Okay, that's fine.
you don't have the risk of having to do that. You know, if we move you to like just this little ledge here,
Cool.
actually right over here, then you can see both of them, and no
Love
one's
it.
in your way. So we'll move you there before you do that.
Love it. Okay, so I move and I cast Beige Missile.
And now Beige Missile lets you have 3 darts,
Yes.
and you can pick your targets. So you can do all 3 to 1, or you can do 1 to 1 and 1 to the other, whatever you want to do.
Okay, so I choose to hit.
And you can do them one at a time. So you can like fire one, and it's gonna hit, right? Beige Missile always hits. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but it always hits. So
Cool. Okay. So I can do 1 and then 1 and then 1. Like I can, right? Like I can stagger. Okay. So 1 to the frontmost
this one here,
right there. Yep.
Right. Okay.
Do I roll?
Yes.
Okay, I rolled a 5.
On a 1d4? No, it's only 1d6 if it's a creature that cares about style. So you got a 1d4.
Rolling to hit, you're just rolling damage. So just
You don't roll the hit. You just roll damage, right?
Just roll a 4-sided one. It should be. Let's see.
On your sheet.
Yep.
It looks like
you got it?
It's just the effect. Like next to my spell, it's the effect button, right? I just roll that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was a 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just pulled it up here for everyone. Oh, 1d4 plus 1. So yes, it's a 5. I'm sorry, I didn't see the plus 1. Awesome. Okay, you aim at the first one. A decidedly unattractive beige missile, which catches everyone's eye as a fashion faux pas, flies out towards this closest one that's there, strikes it, and knocks it to the ground. It appears to be dead.
Okay. I cast my next dart to the furthest enemy.
Right. Same thing. Beige missile flies over everyone's head, smacks into it, disappears.
Rolled another 5.
Another 5 gone.
Smoking.
Nice.
You've only used 5, 10, 15. You've used. You got. Yeah, you're kind of stuck. You've used most of your movement. You've got how many? 30 feet of movement?
I have 30 feet of movement.
Yeah, you could go one more square, but that's just going to be behind Rocky over here or there at this point. So
stay where I am. I
Yeah,
think.
see where you're at.
Good. And then I'm just not going to throw my third missile, correct?
Um,
On the ground.
Technically
You-
speaking, you could just shoot it
how
at
far
the.
can you fire them? 60?
120.
Oh, 120. Roll a perception check.
Perception. I rolled a 20.
Damn.
20. You hear more Sturges in the distance. Sounds like they're up behind this person. You also hear what sounds like another halfling, probably a male. The voice is a little deeper, yelling, and it's like, get out of here, get away, stay away from my family. And that's probably what it's doing, although you can't see that. But you hear something like that, and it appears to be kind of in the same line that you're doing. So you can release it, and you can't see anything, but I'll let you do like a random shot at it to see if it can hit it. So go ahead and roll a 20-sided die, and let's see if you hit it.
20-sided die. Remy, how to do that?
Down in the corner where you see the thing where it has all the dice shaped?
Down in the left.
Yes.
A very top one.
Okay. Are you ready?
You just hit roll.
Here we go. 15.
The beige missile goes off in space, and you don't know if it hit anything. Too far away. You can't see that far. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. Next up. In the distance, you hear a halfling now yelling, "Stay away from me! Stay away from me, family!" And he is doing his best to attack whatever. You can tell he's probably attacking a sturge or something like that. And then you hear him yelling, "Gotcha, you bastard! Stay away!" So somewhere in the distance, you can tell there's a little bit more of a battle going on, and it sounds like there was some form of success, but you have no idea what it is. You just know that in the distance there is something more that is happening.
Claire, Dave, all of us can hear that, or is that just Condra?
All of you guys can hear that. You can hear some noise in the distance that's coming up, but and I don't think anyone is close enough to know. None of you are close enough to see what's going on. You can just hear noise in the distance. It's up there. Tatiana, your turn.
Boy, gotta send in a woman to do a man's job.
Yeah, girl.
Let's see. I have a crossbow. I
You
think the range is, it says 100/400. Am I too close to use my crossbow?
What's your vision? What's your dark vision?
I have no idea.
Okay, I'm on your character. Where is dark vision on yours? Isn't it under? Is it under features and traits?
Let's look.
I don't see dark vision on yours.
Dark vision.
Who's got dark vision?
I do.
Condra does.
It's under features and traits, under radical traits. Or
Yeah, it's pretty
Radical.
rad.
Racial traits. Radical traits.
Radical-
It's also
Radical
it's also radical
traits?
Yeah.
Pretty rad, to
Racial.
see it
racial
You-
traits. I
shades
can
of
read.
grey,
To you, it is completely dark. So
All right.
you can't really see much of anything.
Oh boy.
So you can, you can hear the people up above. You can see. It's not completely dark, but it's really dark. So you can see about 5 feet in front of you. You can start running up the path, but you can't even see where the people are ahead of you right now. Right? You just know they've all headed up that direction. You can probably make it too. You don't really know too much of what they are. How the battle is proceeding right now.
Well, I'd love to get a little closer. I'm walking 30 feet.
Okay. All right. So one of the things that you can do on your turn as well is 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm saying that you can get around a willing person. 5, 6. You still don't see anything when you're in this location, but you can see the halfling woman coming towards you, and you can see the trail that's there. One of the moves that you can do is you can choose to dash, which means you're not going to take any attacks or anything else. It'd be the balance of your move, but you can go another 30 feet if you want to run up further.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm feeling quite energized by this action. And as a paladin, I will want to save everyone. So I'm going to dash ahead.
Right.
Setting the
So
pace.
you run up, and now you're right next to this halfling girl that you can see. She's obviously a mom. She's got this small child. The child's like tucked in close. You can't even see the child's face. And she looks up at you and is instantly taken a little bit aback because you're a dragonborn. And she's like, oh, and then she just puts her head down and keeps running. And it kind of passes you by a little bit. As you try to look around, you don't see anything else that's around. You do hear kind of straight ahead noise and all from what it sounds like that a battle, but you don't see anything else that's there. Anything else you can do on your turn?
Would it be helpful to do a perception?
I would say that would take part of your turn to do, and you've used your turn on running and dashing. So
Great. Well, then nothing else, I don't think.
I think you're good. Pele, you're up with your mighty 7.
So I've, been sort of hanging back on the cart, and I've been watching everybody else, rush off to fight and everything. And I've been thinking about how I've been getting this sort of acidy taste in the back of my throat. Same taste that I got when the troll came to us the night before. It's sort of like pop rocks in the back of my throat. It's weird and I don't understand it. And I roll a 1d4. And it goes behind the zoom, of course, for a 2.
And I'm sorry, I was looking up something. What was your action?
I rolled my 1d4 from a secret that only you know about.
Hold on. Damn it. Everyone has a secret. I can't remember everyone's.
And I got
a second.
2.
Huh?
And I got a 2. And I don't know whether or not that is going to trigger a secret or not. But I've still got this pop rocks taste in the back of my mouth. And
you're fine. Yours doesn't happen until after the first round. So your first round, your adrenaline is still ramping up.
So, I swallow that feeling, and I realize, it's time to be brave, and I'm going to hop off the cart, and I'm going to go join my friends and fight this battle. So now I would like to, so being an aquatic half-elf, is it possible for me to not get stuck on this path with everyone? Can I just sort of like just charge into the woods, sort of up and to the right? I suppose I can move 30 feet, and I've got dark vision.
I'm going to say if you're not on the path, you're only going to be able to make it where there's trees and stuff. It's going to slow you down to like half movement just because it's dark. No, the path is probably the best bet for you.
Let's do the path then. I've got 30 feet of movement, and I've got dark vision. So I would like to get as close to the action as I possibly can, and then see what I can see, and maybe I can see something. Here comes Pele. Excuse me.
Pardon me. Excuse me. Hello. Hi, Rampuri.
Hello. How you
joining us?
Greetings.
Nice battle we're having tonight. It's very good.
Beautiful rain.
Yes. Dreadful rain. Really depressing, sad rain.
You would just vault right over me.
Yeah.
You run up on your movement, and you are surrounded by them. You don't see anything.
I don't see anything, even with 60 feet of dark vision. Isn't that nothing?
Even with 60 feet of dark vision, you don't see anything.
Then I think then, because there's not a lot I can do then.
You can dash as well. So
that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if there's anything other than dashing I should think about doing, but I think dashing is the thing that I should do. So So I dash valiantly up to Tatiana, and then
Okay, as you get hold on one. As you get here, you can see and my counting was a little off, but it doesn't affect you too much. You
Oh
can
no.
see the halfling on some sort of small pier surrounded by a couple of sturges that are there. And you can see most of these other ones just out of the corner of your eye. You can see there's like a small swarm of them, and you've
Okay.
managed to get rid of 4 or so of them. But out of your vision, you can see that there's a bunch more
Oh
that are
man.
around, and most of those are visible to you that you can see. The rest of you can't quite see all of that yet. So you've got that was 20 feet of movement. You've got another 10 feet. What direction do you want to go?
Okay. Um. It, so at this point, am I going to be running into? This is where I'm not really 100% sure about the mechanics of the game.
Sure, sure.
Does it make any sense for me to get any closer to these things, knowing that I cannot defend myself for 7 turns afterwards?
What what
What
can
would?
you do to defend yourself? If you were up close to him, what could you possibly do? Let's find out.
Well, that's the
Um,
question. Is I'm not allowed to attack. I just dashed. I think.
no, but you can get closer for next time,
Oh, okay. Well, I
right?
mean, I've got a ranged attack. Well, I guess here's what I'm going to do. If I have the ability to, I would love to. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to yell back over my shoulder and say, there's at least 5 more Sturges.
Nice.
Uh, it's difficult to give you exact locations, but there's 2 over the dock by the river, and there's 2 more coming right at us from the north. And I do that, and I let people know that, and I
All
don't
right.
know.
Ugh, so annoying.
Yeah, so there's a bunch more of these little possum fairies, and so they're coming through. They're flying in, and they
Awesome fairies, yeah.
yeah, whatever these things are, and now I'm gonna go and hide over by that rock over on the left there if I can make it. That's my next.
You've only got like 2 squares left.
I thought you said 10. Yeah, you're right. So I don't have enough real. I think
You can there's a couple of things that
I don't know if it makes sense to
I
go.
mean you
Just
can
stand.
stay right in this area, that's fine.
Yeah,
You're kind of undercover as it is, so if they came after you, you might be fairly safe.
yeah.
Or you can keep charging forward, your choice.
I've got a good feeling about how far I can get on my next turn. I'm going to stay under this tree, and I'm going to continue to tell people about these things.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Alrighty. The Sturges are getting anxious. Let me see what their movement is. They can move because they fly, and there's nothing in their way.
Yeah, they're gonna
So
come at us.
the first 2 are going to take 2 attacks at the one that is the halfling that is on the bridge. One of them hits. The other one, he's able to dodge out of the way. Let's see what sort of damage happened because of that, baby. You see that it's sunk. Those that can see, which is I think just Pele, you can see that it's sunk its beak just deep into its collarbone.
Oh,
And
guys,
he's
it's
like,
horrible. Oh, you don't. You're glad you can't see this because it's horrible. He sunk his beak into his collarbone. There's a halfling over there. Oh, it's gruesome. It's absolute. Honestly, shall I describe it any more to you? Do you want to just go figure it out for yourselves? He's being eaten alive. Oh,
it's horrible.
awful.
So, who's the person that knew what who rolled high on a sturge that had like a 16 or something?
I did.
Okay. So what you know of sturges is they're kind of like a leech, right? They'll attack and then they'll stay on and suck blood like a mosquito, but they will stay on longer and suck you dry of blood if they possibly could, right? There's one attached to him right now. So I will do my best at demonstrating that by, I don't know if there's anything I can do to help demonstrate that he's got one of these babies on him. Can I make him red? No, that doesn't work for me. Okay, so he's been attacked and he's screamed out in pain as this happens. Meanwhile, the halflings are running 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. They dashed. And they're like way over here before she hides in these trees over here. So taking cover over there. So she has zipped past out of the way. And as she's running by, she's like, "You have to help us. Reginald's up there. He's getting eaten alive. Somebody help him." And then the little one just starts crying. You hear, just because of doesn't know what's going on, right? But just the emotion of mom. You can hear this little, "Oh, mommy, what's happening? What's happening, mommy?" And whose turn is it?
Like at the top of the order.
Huh?
Is that the top of the order?
No. I still got more Sturge movements to make.
Oh.
Let's see.
Oh,
So
you guys, there's a bunch more Sturges coming.
right.
These things love collarbones. Look out.
They do. This one, I'm on the wrong screen here. Okay, this one has 40 feet of movement, 5, 10. This one is going to make an attack as well. I just did the two close ones. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That one's making an attack as well. These 10, 15, 25, 30, 35, 40. Oh, I didn't know you were in range. How about that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. That's technically range. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. One gets a little bit closer. Let's do a few more attacks.
Oh, guys, I got.
I've got 2 more attacks that are going on the little dude. I gotta pull his character up, see what his armor class is. First one misses. Second one plunges straight into his chest. He didn't have any armor.
It's horrible. There's another one.
You see him.
It's absolutely gruesome.
Oh, it's
Shall I
not letting me
describe
do
it to you? It's just like the first one, but now there's 2 of them. Oh, they're eating him alive. Oh my god! Somebody get up here and do something. I'm completely out of. I'd do something myself, but I can't. I'd rather be under this tree. I think I'm better off here.
The second was a nat 20.
Oof.
But rolled a 1.
Oof.
Doubled is 2 plus 3 is oops. Oh no! What happened? Ah! Oh, it's not letting me. Okay, technology breakdown. No! Ah! Curse you! I don't know what button I hit, but yeah, that really sucks because now I don't have anyone's order. So let's go back one. Hold on a second. This is horrible. My whole screen disappeared.
Oh no.
I know. So if you remember your initiative, yell it out to me. Zankorin, what were you?
23.
Rocky?
24.
19.
16.
8.
7.
Pele, who am I missing? Anyone? I got negative 17 for you. That's not right. And these guys were 5, and that was probably about 17, and that was 2. Okay. I've lost a lot of their damage, but that's okay. Fortunately, I think I have the right amount left. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the screen, right?
Yeah.
7 on the screen, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I can do that one. Okay, cool. Averted. So they were at 8 minus. Okay, so I got to do. I will take damage. Okay, you can tell he just drops to his knees. He's in bad shape. He's been hit pretty hard by it. The other two are going to make an attack against Pele. Pele, what's your armor class?
Oh no. There's two giant squid flies coming for me. I've got an armor class of 14.
14.
Bring
Both
it
of-
on, possum flies.
Both of them dive down towards you, and you're just like, and manage to shake them off. So none of them hit, and you are safe. Now we are at. Oh, how funny! Now we are at the top of the order. Zankorin.
No, it'd be Rocky first.
Oh, Rocky first.
No, Rampuri.
Oh,
Rampuri
Rampuri.
first.
You're right.
Sorry.
Rampuri first. Yeah.
I didn't scroll up high enough. My bad.
All right. Well, Rampuri is going to go towards the sound. I think I'm still too far away to see, but I'm going to go towards.
No, you can see these guys up here.
Oh no, sorry. Towards the sound of the other halfling.
Oh, okay.
And do I move at regular movement if I'm off the path and just this kind of?
Yeah, it's pretty flat. You know, you have to run around the trees, but they're not really in your way right now. So
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40. That gets you here. Not quite.
I can't
close
see where
enough.
here is. Here is like right at the edge of the water. Am I right?
Sorry, I forgot to let go. Yeah, my bad. So,
Oh, Rampuri, you're coming to help me. Wait, where are you going? Come back.
so
And when I ran past Pele, can I just kind of like stiff shoulder him? You know?
when you
Ow.
run, oh well, he doesn't have anyone attacking him. So yes, you can stiff shoulder him.
No,
He's got the halfling's got 2 sturges stuck into him, one in his collarbone and one like on his chest, and he is lying down on the ground now. You've used your movement. You have your actions. I don't. How many darts did you have?
Under equipment.
10.
10. All right, you still have a few more that you can use.
I used 1, and I can only use 1, correct?
Yeah,
Because like for a bonus action,
it's a melee thing. Yeah.
yeah.
You're not
Okay.
near one.
So this is maybe a mechanics question, but is there any way for me to, get to him and help just by being there, or I don't know, like jumping on top of him and
So
with the
so
two
normally what
swords?
you would be able to do is run up to him and use an action to knock one of them off. They can't really, once they're on, they're like a mosquito. They're just sitting ducks. But you're not close enough. So you either have to spend your next bit on
Dash.
dash to get there, and then you won't have time to actually do stuff. So in your route would have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 5, 10, 15, 20 feet, which you can get there. You can also go this way and launch through, but it's gonna half movement and then half movement to climb onto the dock. So it's probably faster just going
Yep.
around.
Can we just throw a dart at one of them?
You can throw a dart at one of them.
Yeah. You can
I'm
kill them
gonna-
with one dart.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna run to stand right next to him, right over him as well as I can. And
Okay.
with the remainder of my movement, I'm gonna lower my hood and raise my staff.
2, 3. So you are right over the top of him, shielding him basically from any other attack.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
You're not the things are still on. You just basically dove on top of them, but the sturges are still there, like.
Yep.
All right. Awesome. Rocky.
Shoot an arrow at one of the sturges.
No. Sorry. Zankorin.
Oh, Zankorin.
Okay. So there's no light. Like I can't. I can only see. I guess what
You
can
can
I
see like 5 feet because it's dusk, right? It's pretty dark. You can see Pele, and you're like, where are they? And he's like, they're right in front of me, right? You can, if you take a step. Oh, where are you? You're down here. I'm sorry. No, you can't tell. You can just hear what's out there.
So if I move next to probably to the side of Tatiana,
Okay.
I can see them now.
As you run up there, wrong one. Let's see. Come on, let me move it. 5, 10, 15, 20. You can't quite see them. One more step. You make it up here, and you'd be able to see both of them. They're both in range.
But then, I can I cast?
Yeah, you haven't used your other movement. You still have a action.
Yeah, but I mean, wouldn't it be in melee range? Isn't that?
It's in melee range. Yeah. What are you thinking?
Well,
Talk us through it.
I was thinking my thought was do kind of what I was thinking originally, which is do a sleep, and it's a 20-yard radius. So if I kind of have an idea of where they are, I can get some of them. But I also don't
Right.
know what do you. I think Roll20 has a 20-yard radius tool.
I 20 is it 20 yard or 20 feet?
Or
90
I'm
feet.
sorry, 20 feet. It's so the range is 90 feet, and then it's a 20-foot radius.
Yeah, I would just count it out by squares.
Okay.
So
Because my thought is, I hear the fighting over there. If I can, I could try to center it in kind of that middle area, and try to get at like almost one, two, like four of them. The three near us, and then like the one right behind Rampuri, kind of thing.
right.
So I think that would work.
You can aim over there, right? Normally you can pick a spot, but I'm gonna have you roll a whatever your spell casting. What is your spell casting? Charisma?
Yeah.
I'd have you roll a straight charisma check. Actually, no, you just can't see it.
Okay.
It's too far.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is fair. Um, so this is kind of pointless, but I'm going to do something like last time. I'm going to pick up like the nearest rock. I'm going
Right.
to cast light, and I'm just gonna kind of chuck it in the general vicinity of where I'm hearing it, and so it
Okay.
brings up light to everyone.
Sure. Let's have you, for aim and everything, let's have you roll a dexterity check
All
to
right.
see how close to it you get.
Just straight dexterity.
Yep.
It's not terrible. +3, so that is a 16.
16. Great. You toss a rock, it lands right about up here. How far of a range of light does this give?
Light gives
20-foot radius.
20-foot radius.
Okay, cool. So this area lights up. Everyone can now see Rampuri on top of the halfling. A bunch of two sturges still flying around. You guys can't see the other ones. You can see this little dock in the background. So this area is lit up enough that you guys can kind of tell what's going on. Okay. Bonus action?
Yeah, I'm going to. So I see now that the halfling is unconscious.
He's not unconscious.
No.
He's just prone.
Just prone. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to reach out to him, and I'm going to say, "You must live for your family and fight another day," and cast Bardic Inspiration again on the prone halfling.
Okay, cool. So he's got an inspiration point ready to use when appropriate. And Zancorin, I believe that is your turn.
That is.
Rocky.
Well, now that I can see over there, I should be able to shoot an arrow, right?
Yep. Yeah.
I-
You
oh,
can't see, or I'm gonna say, for ease that this one and this one are the ones that are attached, and you can see, assuming you have a line of sight, which you'd have to move up a little bit.
No,
You
I'm
can
going
see
to
one of
move forward.
Yeah. Okay. Where are you moving?
To the left of Pele. So I'm not.
You
I
can't
mean,
make it
right
up.
on that path. You see?
You can't make it quite over there.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
then
you
I'll
can
go-
make it. You can make it here. You can make it underneath that one. That's fine. You just zipped around Zancorin on this side. You're underneath.
well,
You're standing underneath one of those suckers, right?
Well, should I just shoot that one? Should I just use my sword on that one then? If I can see
If
it.
there's a man being eaten alive over there.
You know, you're gonna attack this one at disadvantage because it's dark.
No, I don't want to attack at
But
disadvantage.
these you would attack at advantage.
Yeah, I want to attack at advantage. Really?
No, not at advantage. At regular. I'm sorry. Straight roll.
All right, so I'm attacking one of them.
All right. Which one?
The one next to Rampuri, I guess.
That one here. Okay. Perfect. Go ahead and roll.
21.
That is a hit. What's your damage?
6.
6. The arrow just right through it, knocks it back a few feet because they don't weigh much. They're blood chickens. Disappears.
They spurt.
Drops into the water. That one hadn't eaten yet, so that one didn't spurt. But I think the other ones might.
Okay.
They actually haven't started draining blood yet. They're just, inserting their proboscis to widen the veins and start slurping. That's a good visual. Anything else on your turn? I don't know if you have anything else you can do. No, you cannot. I think that is it. Next is the bandit on the ground. He is like, ah! And with one of his hands, he reaches up to pull off one of the sturges, but he can't get both of them. So he has let me see what this says on how to hold on. Details page. Sturge status 5 points. Yeah, they still have to attack it. So I'm going to have him roll an attack. I'm sorry about that. I thought you could just remove him, but you can't. So he's rolling an attack and he has got inspiration, but he rolls a nat 20 anyways. So I guess he's going to hold on to his inspiration because he won't need it. I don't know if it actually works that way. Is he allowed to do that or does he have to call it ahead of time? Sandcorn?
I always do that. So there's different rules. It's DM choice, I think, but from the way I've played in the past, it's you can roll, and then you can roll, and then you can call the bardic inspiration. If you didn't roll enough.
That he doesn't need it, and he can call it afterwards.
Yeah.
Rolls a nat 20. The one on top of him, he just grabs it with his hand and just destroys it. They're super weak, so easy to get rid of if you can get your hands on it. And let me pull it up. So many tabs. So that first one we're gonna say is gone. He's still got one attached to his chest. Chandra.
Okay, I had a totally different plan at the beginning of this, but I realized that I am way too far back, which was a very bad choice on my last turn. Right. So I cannot go very far. I can only go 30 feet, but I need to get up there. So I need to move as far as I can towards everything that's happening. So I think I probably need to move. Can I make it to that bridge in front of me?
That's actually just a hill, some steps going up. 5, 10, 15, yep, 20, 25, one more space, 30.
Okay, great. All right, so wonderful. And because my plan was not going to work out, I now have the only good choice because there's still a Sturge under Rocky, right? Or on top of Rocky.
Yeah, there's 2 Sturges. Both just, they can move 40 feet, so they can attack anyone in this area, but that's where they are.
Great. Okay, so I cast, once again, Beige Missile.
All right, pick your victims.
All right, my first missile, I'm going to cast it first. Okay, My first missile goes to the one right above Pele.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
I will roll damage. 2.
2. Beige missile flies into it and destroys him. Next target.
All right, next target is the one on top of Rocky.
That one there. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, rolling damage. 4.
Beige missile flies into that. How far can you shoot those?
120 feet.
Okay. You've got one more shot. You can see these up top because there's light here. So one of them is attached. You can't get to that one, but the one flying around you can see, and that is within 120 feet. This one line of sight is behind the tree. I'm assuming you weren't looking for it when you were running up, so you can see this one.
Okay, I will hit attack my beige missile to that one up there.
Go ahead and roll.
Rolling for a 2.
Zap.
Yes.
There's only one more. It's still attached to him. Anything else you can do on your turn?
No, there's nothing else, but I will yell at everybody. I'm out of my big spells. I'm spent.
Don't worry. We got it
Attack!
covered. No problem.
Good job, Kandra.
Yeah, we'll take care of it.
Tatiana.
So
Lightning.
I can see the one. Is that that's still attached to the halfling?
Yeah, you can't see that one because it's attached and Rampuri's on top of him. But you can see Rampuri either helping or making sweet love to the halfling man that's up there. It's
And
really,
the blood chicken.
I mean, you're gonna assume that he's helping just because it's not the right moment. But yeah,
Time and place.
Yeah,
there's a time and place for everything.
right.
Get off that halfling, Rampuri. But he's not listening.
Right.
So I roll my eyes. There's not a whole lot I can do from here without hitting anyone, because I really have no night vision. So I think I'll move 30 feet closer to where Rampuri is.
Okay. Just because there's now a crowd of people here, I'm going to sort of make you have to dodge around 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's light enough here that you can see what's going on. And that you are blissfully unaware of this one, but that ends your turn.
Okay.
I believe.
Is it possible so if I dash forward, is that all I can do?
Yeah. The dash would take your whole turn.
Okay.
You wouldn't be able to attack afterwards. Plus, you'd have to attack this at like 3/4 cover because he's literally on top of it. He dove there as a human shield. So, yeah.
And Rampuri's on top of the blood chicken and the halfling.
Yes. Sort of like a blood chicken sandwich.
Well, there's not a whole lot I can do with Rampuri wrestling with the halfling. Nice job, Rampuri. And I'm not close enough to do anything else. So I'll dash over closer to Rampuri.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn then.
Okay. Oops, wrong one. So you've hopped up here on the dock just to help fend things off. And let's move on. Pele.
Okay, so I
forget. Do you have night vision, dark vision?
Yes, I do.
All right. So yeah, okay, you're here. I'm not gonna say you can see this one unless you move.
So first things first, though, pop rocks in the back of my throat. We're in the middle of the fight, and so now, I've got that same strange adrenaline taste in the back of my throat. And I'm like, oh, is that strawberry? No, watermelon. I don't know. It's something. And then I roll a 1d4, and I get a 4.
A 4. You're fine. Nothing happens.
Okay.
You're good.
swallow it down, and I say, Pele, oh boy, you got this. No, just ignore it. And then, okay. So now I've got a choice to make. I don't know did you say that I could see the other one from where I'm at?
No, right now you can just see this up here, but since you have night vision,
The bloke on the dock.
yeah, once you start to move, if
All
you move forward, you'll see this guy out of the corner of your
So
eye.
I've been sort of, just watching this poor bugger just get ripped to shreds for the last like 8 or 9 turns. And so I'm like, I've got to go and help this guy, because I mean, literally we've got like 2 people on the dock and they're just looking at him. And so I run over, and now interesting question.
Yes.
So I've got 30 feet
right
of movement, but because I'm an aquatic half elf, my swimming is the exact same as walking. So is there a straight path for me to get to the guy? Actually, it doesn't really matter. I've got a crossbow, so I can just get close.
Well, you wouldn't be able to. The Sturge is what I would call 3/4 coverage, which
So
mechanically means it gets a +5 to its armor class, because Rampuri's like, he's protecting the elf, the halfling, but he's also protecting the Sturge, because they're one in the same right now. They are joined at the heart, basically.
Okay.
So yeah, that would be a tough thing. But I'm going to say, because you have dark vision,
yes,
out of the corner of your eye, you do see this one.
All right.
So you've got a choice.
In my
keep going.
Original plan, and I suppose, I don't know how close I can get to him, but put me as if you could put me in between the 2 of them.
The 2 of who?
Of the Sturges, because I've got a ranged attack, and I've got a question for you. Can I get there just by running at it? Like, could I use a melee attack, or am I too far?
For this one up here?
For the one on the right.
Oh, I'm sorry. For this one over here?
Yeah, that one.
Let's see. You went 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, you can get there.
Oh, sweet. Okay, let's do this then. So I'm going to rush up to it if I can, and then use my rapier on it if I could.
All right, go ahead and make an attack.
One-handed. Okay, and then I just press the hit/DC button on D&D Beyond.
Yeah, it's the first button, the big +5 button for you.
Yeah, perfect. So 14.
14. Your rapier spears right through it.
Sweet.
You can roll damage, but it's only a 2, and you got a 1d8 +3. But why don't
Let's see how bad it gets.
Let's see what you did to this sucker.
8.
8.
There we go. Okay, 8.
Straight through its body. It's like stuck on your rapier. You're gonna have to give it a shake to knock it off of there.
Okay, so now bonus action. Crossbow expert attack. When you use the attack action and attack with a one-handed weapon, you can use a bonus action to attack with a hand crossbow that you're holding.
Okay.
Which I am holding one.
You are holding. Lucky to have the hand crossbow. Yeah.
Lucky the hand crossbow. It only has 30 feet of range, I believe. What's the 120 next to it?
So the first big bold number is its normal range, 30, but it can go up to 120, whatever that second number is, but that means it's at a disadvantage. So it'd be 120 at disadvantage. So you're over here, and we're trying to get here. Let's see what we got. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to say that's in range.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and make an attack on it. But it's, like I said, it's 3/4 cover, so it's going to be harder to hit, but you can give it a shot.
I don't call it lucky the crossbow because it misses a lot.
Right. Absolutely.
So let's do this. Plus, I'm not relying on myself. It's all about the crossbow. Can't blame me if I accidentally hit Rampori. So.
Right. Let's just hope you don't get a nat 1.
Go ahead. Okay, so now we're going to roll for lucky the crossbow. Do I have to roll at disadvantage? No, just regular.
Yes, in range.
16.
16.
Yeah.
You're being really careful to make sure that you don't hit either the halfling or the Rampuri. So as you're aiming at it, you're like, if I'm missing towards the lake, because there's no way I want to hit any of them.
Yeah. That's what I'll tell everybody.
Right. Right. As the arrow sinks deep into the heart of Rampuri. No, it just you just miss him, flies over the Sturge's back and out into the water. Tough to hit, tough shot, but really, really close.
Tough break, halfling. Hang in there.
He's got the bardic inspiration. He can break into song at any moment.
I do believe that ends my turn.
All right. Sturge's turn. This one is going to take a deep drink of blood from the halfling. Let's see what sort of damage it does. Rampuri can feel the Sturge underneath him wiggling around, and he feels suddenly the halfling just go limp. There's no movement at all.
Oh,
Put that blood back in.
a baby needs a father.
Right?
Squeeze the chicken. Squeeze it back into him.
Squeeze the chicken.
Squeeze the blood back into him.
Right.
You tried, Pele.
CPR by squeezing the chicken rhythmically.
If he dies, it's my fault.
You can try. We don't have any other Sturges left. So we are back at the top of the order. Down from the other end of the map, you can still hear crying, and you just hear the mom, the wife, yelling, Reginald, are you okay? And the little one like, Mama, what's happening, Mama? Rampuri, what do you do?
Well, I assume at this point I can just. So, do I need to take like a battle, or sorry, like an unarmed strike or something to try and get the Sturgis?
Yeah,
out
I mean, you can move slightly, just kind of roll out of the way a little bit, right? And it's sitting right there on top of this now relatively lifeless halfling, but it's still alive and looks like it's just like detaching after a good meal.
So I just.
So you can, you can do a hand attack. You can use an unarmed strike. Quarterstaff, I'm going to say you do at disadvantage unless you stand up first. But if you stay on the ground, it's with you, so you can use an unarmed strike if you want.
All right, then I will just whack it.
All right. Go ahead and roll.
6.
Your first attack, he's just like, why don't I see this whole thing here? Your first attack is nothing. You go for it, and you look at the face of the halfling, and you're just in shock a bit, and you just miss. But you do have a bonus action. You can use
my second unarmed strike.
Yep.
22.
Go ahead and roll damage.
5.
As your fist comes down on it, it's just smashed out of the way. But now you're looking down at what seems to be a lifeless halfling who's gone quite pale. You're not sure if he's alive or if he's dead. Let me change some of our views here so we can see what's happening. And then we'll take this back to out of initiative mode here because all of the enemies are gone. And you're there on the dock. Tatiana's looking over your shoulder, and you see this halfling that doesn't seem to have any life left in it.
Can you help him? That was that Tatiana.
Yes. Move aside. How much does the halfling have any?
You don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know if he's survivable or not. You don't know if you can bring him back to life, if he's unconscious, if he's dead. You're not sure yet. I mean, it's all happened so quickly.
So I'd like to move aside
Okay.
and maybe move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares to my right on the board here, just to
Somewhere over there.
yeah, 1 or 2 more, just to kind of
Okay.
try and be cognizant of the space in case there's anything else that we haven't seen yet.
All right. So you head in and you cast laying on of hands, right? So go ahead and
Yep.
describe how that happens.
So I take a deep, calming breath and I close my eyes and I take all of my energy from in my body and I lay my hands on the halfling and I breathe out and I breathe my energy into the halfling.
How many hit points are you using?
I am using 3 hit points.
Okay, go ahead and mark them. Mark them off that you've used them. So you cast this and you look down at him and nothing seems to happen. And then a half a second later, you hear, what happened? What did we get them all? Are they all gone? Did we get all of them? Where's Fighter? Where's Shayna? Are they okay? And he starts to sit up a little bit. You can tell the color's restored back to him, and he looks at you and he's like, "Thank you. Where are they? Where are they okay?"
And I put my hand on his shoulder and say, "Calm down, little halfling. You did great. You saved your family. They're okay."
Yeah.
Thank God. Where are they? At this time, Reginar, Shayna, and Fighter come running up, and they're like, "You're okay. Where did they come from? I don't know. We've never had them here before. We'll have to be more careful. Is Fighter okay?" And there's this little cute little halfling kid with big chubby cheeks and great big eyes that you can see just reflecting off of the one lit stone that is on the ground still, that's just reflecting up into them. And he looks up and he's confused. He's got tears going down his face, and he's like, "Mama, Mama, can we have pancakes for breakfast tomorrow? Can we have pancakes?" And Shane is like, "Yes, we can have pancakes," and gives him a great big hug, and all of them are just hugging each other. And finally the Reginald, he looks up and, I can't thank you enough. I can't. I don't. How did you? How are you even here? You're at the middle of nowhere. Thank you. Well, anything we can do for you. Come in, and he takes you over to his hobbit-sized home. And unfortunately, many of you are like, 6'8" or whatever. This thing's got, it's tall for a hobbit home. It's got a 5.5-foot ceiling, which is plenty of room for the hobbit family and for Corin. But anyone that's like 6 feet tall is like, hunched over, just trying to make it in. And they've got this, it's like if you go visit, kids in an elementary school and you look at the little tables and chairs that look like big people's chairs, but they're all just like really small. And if you sit down, your knees are like up at your chest. They don't have enough chairs anyways, but they've got a little spot to sit. And then come in. Let's. Oh, I'll get something for. I'll get this. Is anyone hurt? Does anyone need something? Let me pour someone some drinks. And they pour you these really small cups of ale that they have. They don't have enough cups, so she's like, you'll have to share it. And she puts a pitcher on the table, which is just about a pint. It's not all that much. But they're very grateful. What brought you here? How are you even here?
I walk over to Chandra, and I say,
Shayna, yeah.
Shayna, and I say, thank you so much for your hospitality, but it really isn't needed. Why don't I go ahead and prepare maybe a fine dinner for everyone? and just enjoy and relax the night, and we can talk about everything.
Um, we don't have much, but I really would like to spend a little time with Fighter. And you can see Fighter's just hanging on to her hand and just looking up, and she's picked him up and is now like holding him again, and he's just like nestled in the way little kids do. And he's still like just looking at you guys with these big eyes. He's got his finger in his mouth, and just kind of looking around strangely at everyone. He's not, he's 3. He's not sure, 2 to 3. He's not sure if you guys are good or bad or what happened, but the emotions are good for the kid. Everyone is happy. Everyone seems okay. So,
And I'll just pull out the rations I have and kind of try to make something nice.
something yummy for them to eat.
Yeah.
They've got some stuff in the cupboard too.
Yeah.
There's plenty of sturges to eat.
And I've got
They're
my
really bad. They're
my
super
cooking
game.
cooking utensils if I need them, and
Right.
all of that good stuff.
We need to set up camp now anyway, right? I mean, it's night.
Yeah, it's night anyways.
Okay.
Reginald's like, you're welcome to stay here. We only have the one bed, but you're welcome to it. None of you, Zancorin would fit. The rest of you would just no.
But we could use the house. We could. It's more protective for us to be near the edge of a wall to sleep than
right.
Just out in the open, we can kind of create a perimeter.
Your horses you have left more on the trail. This was a little off road to the trail. So
I'll go back and get them.
Yeah, so you have to bring them up. It takes you a little bit to bring them up because, as you recall on this, there's a couple of steps and all to make it up. But you find a little path that you can manage to sort of go angled up and get the cart up closer to where everything is.
Would this be a good time to do a bio break?
Yeah, absolutely. So
Bio break.
We will take a bio break, and I will put a picture of D&D. Wait, me? Then D&D.
Did you get my picture to switch out?
It'll take me a little bit to do that, so I will eventually get that changed out for you. But if you emailed it, I do have it. So all right, we'll take a couple of minutes break, and then we'll be back in like 5. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Good.
All right. Awesome. See you in a bit. I am hitting mute.
Zencorin.
Oh, hello.
Oh, Tatiana. Good evening.
Good evening to you.
If you all want, and I can ask this to everyone as well, I think it might serve us well to go do like a 15-minute overview of the character sheet and like the things that you'll be looking at the most for each character. Just that way, I think it will just be easier for everyone. Like when he's like, roll nature check, and you're like, where is that? It kind of gets you in the habit of knowing where to look and what to look for. So, if you all want.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely familiarize myself with everything.
Yeah.
I tried to study it. The thing that I'm not understanding so far is the saving throws area.
Yeah.
Like the one on the top left. Like I don't understand that at all.
So that one, oh, so cute.
Oh, he's a
Found
baby.
a cat.
Sorry, I see a cat and I just immediately. But saving throws, we haven't had to do them yet, but it's the easiest way to explain it is if we're, let's say, in a dungeon, like think Indiana Jones when he's going through a dungeon, right? And we're not perceptive enough, and we're walking down a tunnel, and our rogue, Pele, is out in front looking for traps, and he misses one, and he steps
What
on.
I'm supposed to be doing.
I mean, typically, yeah. But he steps on a tile, and the tile presses in, right? And all of a sudden, it presses in, and a dart comes shooting out the side of the wall, right? So it comes right at him. What kind of saving throw do you think he would need to not get hit by the dart?
Dexterity.
Bingo. So
I learned.
Yeah, so the DM would be like, okay, roll a dexterity saving throw and tell me your number. And so he would roll that, and then if he passes it, typically on a saving throw, you dodge out of the way and don't get hit by the dart at all. But then there's cases like a dragon's breath shooting lightning or fire at everybody.
I would just put Tatiana in front of me because she's dragon to take it.
Well, but the problem is it hits everybody, right? So everybody needs to roll a saving throw. And instead of a dexterity, it might be like a constitution. Like, are you going to be able to brace yourself enough to get hit by this fire? So you roll a constitution. And in that case, even if you you pass the roll, like let's say you get a 20, you still get hit for half damage. So it's almost like you kind of dodged out of the way, but you're still kind of getting hit by the flame. And you get hit for like 20 damage instead of the full 40 damage or something like that. So it just depends on each thing. It depends on what you're doing, what you're getting attacked with. Like a mind spell, like if I'm attacking your mind, that's why they have to save for wisdom, because I'm viciously mocking them, and that's wisdom.
Got it. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
And I will consistently forget to remember what I'm supposed to have you guys roll for, because, you get what you pay for.
In our case, the best.
Right. All. Well, hey, it's just for fun. So, awesome.
And
we are still waiting on Rampuri, right?
Yeah, I think he's.
Sorry,
coming
guys,
back.
I'm here. I just forgot to unmute.
One other little quick.
Always waiting for the monk.
That's right.
The monk knows something.
Another little quick tidbit that I like sharing is when we're in those turns, remember that the entire round is 6 seconds. So that kind of gives you an idea of like when you dash, that's why you can't do another action, because if you think, how far can I run if I just run as fast as I can in 6 seconds, that's kind of the idea. Like you run as far as you can, which is 40 feet or 60 feet or whatever. Well, you're probably not going to be able to also swing a sword or whatever. So if you think about it in that term of 6 seconds, what can I do in 6 seconds? What can I say in 6 seconds? What can I shoot in 6 seconds? Whatever. That kind of gives you a better idea of what you can do.
Right. So when a spell lasts a minute, you're like, that's not very long, but that's like
10 rounds.
And battles very rarely last more than 4 or 5. It just takes a while to describe them as they're going on. So yeah, absolutely. Cool. So everyone's back. You guys are having you're sitting around a very tiny hobbit table. I'm going to say it's slightly larger than this, but hey, this is the map I got. Oh, you don't have that map. You have that map. Oh, and you can't see it. Okay, there you go.
Oh, no.
So you guys are sitting around. Are we ready to go? I don't know if you paused or did anything like that.
I just put a we will be right back text, and
Nice.
I hit it.
Next time it should
away.
say the more you know.
I'll make
But-
Taylor do all that fancy stuff.
The more
Right.
you roll.
The more you
Funny,
roll.
the more you roll.
I actually like that. That's really good.
I love that. That's the
Yeah,
t-shirt.
that should be
That's
our.
the t-shirt for the night.
That's the
So
t-shirt.
he,
And instead of a big star with a rainbow, it's just like a
Go
like
copyright that or whatever.
a 20-sided die or
Yeah,
something.
20-sided die with a rainbow
Why
behind it.
Yeah,
I'm
perfect.
so
Perfect
in
roll.
for this.
That
I
I
can
don't
make
even
it
think we have to
happen.
pay for
I
that.
know people.
You know, I know people who know people, which is
Allegiance needs
me
merch.
knowing you. Huh?
They have to have merch.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
that's what you guys are experts at. So you're seated around the table after everyone said, "Excuse me, I just got to go to the bathroom." So everyone ran out to the dock or the trees or wherever was appropriate. And you're sitting around the table, and he still has asked you guys. He's like, what brings you to this neck of the woods? Why are you here? But thank you for saving us.
Well, really, just on our way down to Sound. Isn't that what it's called, David?
Fend, yeah.
And to meet up, we have to do a delivery, but we heard your wife screaming, and so we came to help.
I can't thank you enough. What delivery to Fend? Yes, I've a sister that lives there. Actually, her Kayleen Underhill lives there. Have you been there before?
Have we been there before? Who's been there?
No, none of you have been there. You guys hadn't even heard of it until somehow you agreed to it when you were apparently drunk or something in the middle of the night.
Dumb decisions.
Right.
No, we've never been there.
She's oh, she's great. She's got a handful of kids. She lives on an orchard really close to the old I forget what it was. It used to be maybe an estate or something like that. But yeah, she lives there. In fact, her husband Bratchett is on his way up to help me, get the inn, our hope to get the inn built. He's gonna come out and help for a week. Since they just don't have a lot to do this week on the farm, so you might pass him on the road. I don't know. But he's a wee fella like me, and they've learned your names by now. So he's like Zan Corin, who's a halfling folk. But he should be on his way out here. So maybe you'll see him.
I do hope we get to meet him. That would be very, very nice. As I'm cooking, looking over, and kind of making trying to make the best hospitality thing I can for everyone.
Right.
And I then
right.
I state, have you had these creatures attack you before? I don't think I rarely see them out.
No, actually, we picked this spot because it's far enough away from the forest that we're we're building an inn. We think that Kayleen moved with Bratchett to Fend, maybe 10 years ago or so, and the city's done nothing but grow. It used to be, I hear, 500 years ago, used to be the hub of Fendel County, but 500 years since there was a orc invasion. I don't know, 500 years ago or something, and the town died, but now they're bringing it back to life. It's a great mining community, and we figured since the Finn Trail, used to be a road, 500 years ago, going all the way to the other side. And we figured if they're building the city, this is a great way station to build an inn. So people coming down from Hoffendal or Gwendol, they can spend the night at the inn, before they make the last leg of the journey into Fend. So we figured, what a great spot to build. And I don't know if you noticed it, but we've got the foundations built, and I'm not blind. I can see a hardly fit in our humble little abode here, but it's a right proper size inn that we're building with two great big bay windows on the front, one in the dining room and one like where you check in, and you should have a great view of the lake and of the woods around. It's a beautiful spot. I know the rain's kind of dampened it all, but it's gonna be grand. So we've just got the foundation in, and then we're gonna start building it up. Fortunately, plenty of rocks in the area, so it shouldn't take us hard to build a. I mean, it'll take a while, at least a year or two, but for now, family's doing fine here. There's plenty of fish to eat, plenty of food, a little farm garden out in the back, and spring's coming, so we're through the harsh part of winter. So yeah, that's why we're here, and you know if you make it there and you need a spot to stay or something, although there's the Inn of the Southern Woods. It's a little pricey, but it's beautiful. But you can always just tell her you know me. Just tell her you know Reginald Skiprock. She's my sister, and she's got like 7 kids. I can't even keep track of them. They jump out of her like jumping beans. But there's a bunch. But they've got, it's not, you're worth so much more, but they got a barn that you can stay in and plenty of land, and it's very secure. So, it's a great place if you want to stay there.
Thank you. That's so generous.
For what you've done for Shayna and my little fighter, I couldn't thank you enough.
I'm still a little confused. You said that you have not seen sturges around this area before. What do you think brought them here?
I don't know. People have said there's more orcs again. That they're these sturges. It's not unusual to see 1 or 2 flying around in the early evening. You want to generally protect your cattle if you have any, or horses. We don't have any of those, but they usually go for the slow, stupider animals like that. And I may not be the brightest, but I'm certainly not a cow. So it's a surprise that they came after us, and so many. It's new to us, isn't it, Shayna? Yeah, I've never seen anything like that before. And Fighter now is just like looking over at Tatiana, because never seen a dragonborn. And he kind of climbs down a little bit and walks over to your leg, and he like pokes your leg and is looking up at you just because
and I grin, which accidentally shows my teeth and
He's
scares
like,
him momentarily.
Goes running back to mom.
I wink at him so he knows I'm not going to do him any harm.
Right. And then he's like peeking out behind mom. You know how little kids run, they hide behind their parents. So he's like hiding on the other side. She's holding him, and he's like peeking out around, kind of smiling at you now. You know how kids do.
I play peekaboo.
He's like, yeah, that's funny.
Peekaboo.
You're silly. You're silly. Because that's all kids know. Kids just know that you're silly. So that's the highest compliment you can get from a 2-year-old, is to be called silly, by the way. That's what I try anytime I see a 2-year-old. And then I teach them the power of the word no and mine. So he's doing that, and Zancorin, I guess he's about finished. I guess, I don't know.
Yeah, if you think
Sure.
I am.
So a nice little meal is served up. You guys enjoy the evening as you learn a little bit more about their family and all.
I'll share some inn and hospitality tips with our friend here. What's his name again? Reginald?
Reginald.
Reginald
Skiprock. So you've run an inn before?
Well, I can't say that I've ran an inn, but I've been taught by the best of bards, and I guess you can say part of the inner circle of knowing the ins and outs of hospitality.
Wow, that's something. Well, when we get it built, you'll have to come by and give us a couple of tips. We've not run. I mean, certainly we know to be kind and hospitable. Halflings we have a reputation. You know, we're
Yeah,
nice people.
exactly.
We love good food and good conversation and a nice warm hearth. You know, but that's pretty much where we were going. You know, clean the sheets regularly between each guest at the very minimum. That's what we've learned. So
Absolutely.
Shayna's quite the cook, although this is delicious.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you.
yeah, so fantastic. Well, I'm going to try to get that little one to sleep. And don't worry about cleaning up. I've got it. I've got it. And Shayna comes in and she starts bustling stuff together and getting stuff cleaned up. And Reginald takes a fighter into the other room. You can't really see, and he seems to have disappeared for a little bit, and it leaves you guys sitting in their rather small living room. You can sit up straight if you're sitting on the floor, so you're somewhat comfortable. But what are you guys doing?
I turn to Rocky and I whisper, "This is the second set of people we've run into that have mentioned orcs. Do you think we should take turns keeping watch outside overnight to make sure our horses are okay?"
Yeah, the orcs might eat them. So yeah, I'll take watch. Set up
All
a
right.
pallet.
You want to take first watch and I'll take second watch?
Yeah.
All right. So you guys bed down for the night. We'll just do 3 shifts, so everyone gets a full night's rest and gets all their spell slots and everything else back. Condra, you only need 4 hours, so 1.5 of those is fine. And who's on first watch? You are, Rocky?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Give me a minute.
I just like the sound. This is my favorite thing when you're playing. And I don't know if I broadcast the music correctly. When you hear all the dice, you always get scared because it's awesome. I'm going to try to share a screen again differently because I didn't hit the share sound button, so I don't know how well you guys were able to hear the
I can
background.
hear it.
Huh?
Oh, wait, not your music.
There we go. Sorry.
Perception check. Is that what you want me to roll?
Yes.
A 19.
19. Through the night, you hear it's pretty quiet. The rain is slowly beginning to let up. You hear the sound of light wind through the trees. Maybe some rustling, but nothing, not a big animal or anything. Maybe a little, I don't know, bird, squirrel, something rustling around. Pretty quiet. Who's got the second shift?
I come outside to relieve Rocky.
Okay.
Tell him to go get a little shut eye.
All right.
Ja, danke. That was deep.
And then I roll a perception check.
Yep. Keeping guard.
Guard. And it's 10.
10. All right. It's a little harder for you. Not probably just as hard for Rocky, but it's dark. You're not the best at seeing, but you're listening, trying to pay attention as much as possible, and nothing strikes your fancy as any noise, anything that alerts you in any sense. Seems to be relatively quiet right now. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll poke my head out and head over to Tatiana and be like, I can't sleep any longer. You go on and I'll keep watch.
Thanks, Ancorin. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
And
At this point, I have taken plenty of rest, and
Yes.
I open my eyes slightly, and I see that Zancorn is taking the next watch. So he doesn't see me, but I kind of follow him out, and I'm just kind of watching him.
Well, I don't know if he sees you or not. So go ahead and roll a. If you're going to try to sneak out behind him, go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Okay, stealth check is 20.
All right. I am pretty sure that your passive perception is below 20. Is that right?
it is. It's 14.
Yeah. Okay. So you've kind of snuck out behind him. He doesn't know that you're there.
I'm not like super concerned about him. I'm just, I've taken enough sleep, and
Sure.
I don't fully trust him, so I just kind of hang out.
Right. You're watching, you're keeping your eye on everything. So why don't you guys both roll perception, because you're both, you're outside and you're awake and looking at stuff.
Ooh.
Zancorin is who's on watch and doesn't know he's being watched as well. So go ahead and you roll yours first.
All right. It is. Oh, okay. That's not bad. 23.
23. All right. And go ahead, Condra.
13.
13. Zancorin hears in the distance this and what sounds like maybe sticks breaking, rocks breaking, I don't know, something. It's not nearby. You can tell it's a ways away, and it doesn't echo because you're not in a canyon or anything like that, but you can tell it's a deep growl that seems to have come from a long ways away, like something trudging through the woods. The sound just gets a little lighter and seems to go away.
So I have a quick question. Do we
Yeah.
need to click that we had a short rest?
Long rest. Everyone can do a long rest.
Okay.
Zancorin, anything? Do you want to do anything with that noise? That's what you hear.
I hear like where it was kind of going.
It was. You could tell it was headed away. It was. If you look at the map that's down here, I'm just gonna assume that you were, sitting out in this area somewhere, and it seemed to come from over here, but not nearby, not 40 feet away, like 100 yards, 200 yards away,
Okay.
a long distance away.
And it didn't sound like it was coming closer.
No. As you listen, you only heard a noise, like that guttural growl once, but you could hear rather large branches or something breaking. But the sound of them breaking is the first one seemed closer than the second. So whatever it was seems to have been moving a different direction.
All right, I will post up close, like in that vicinity, but I'm not gonna and I'm gonna take out my rapier and just kind of have it handy.
Have it.
Just kind of like look.
All right.
Be aware.
So Condra, you didn't hear anything because you weren't paying his attention as much. You're mostly just watching Zancorin, but you certainly noticed him kind of, perk up and grab his rapier and like kind of stand at attention or anything. What are you doing?
I am going to. Where am I right now? He's over in that corner. Where in that part of the house?
Yeah, you're just outside the house. You're just sort of everyone's sleeping outside because you can't sleep inside. So you're just sort of up and you followed him a little bit. He was over in this area maybe, and you're just sort of up kind of a little bit behind the tree. Like you said, you're not being super sneaky, but you're just staying quiet.
Okay.
But you noticed him move and come to attention.
Okay. I move Okay, so I move over to that tree. I sit right underneath the tree, but facing Zancorin.
Okay. Are you wanting to be seen now, or are you still being?
I don't
quiet?
care at this point.
Okay. So since you're just moving, you hear her move and walk over to the tree. So you guys are both like, you see each other and acknowledge each other. You guys do anything?
I like motion. How close are we now?
10, 20 feet away.
Okay. I'll be like, oh, you're up. I heard very strange noises, but hold on, let me redo that. I heard very strange noises, but it seemed very, very far away.
So
I'm not sure how far, but it seemed like it was going away. I didn't want to, bring attention to us.
Okay, let's just hang out here. I'm sure everything will be fine. I'm sure it was just an animal or something. Let's just be a little quiet.
Yeah, I agree.
So you guys stay listening. You don't hear anything more, and the sun slowly begins to rise over the east, which is that way on the map over here on the map. Slowly rising up, the sky brightens a little bit, Let's check the weather today. Hey Google, what's the weather today? Oh, I don't have one in this room right now, do I? Right? But we are not in Thousand Oaks because we're not. And today, it doesn't look much better than yesterday. It's still raining, not as heavy, but there's a little bit of thunder in the distance. You can hear a little bit of thunder crackling in the distance. Rain is picking up again a little bit more. And that is where and that's what it's like. But it is getting brighter because the clouds don't completely block out the sun. And morning comes, and inside you smell the delicious smell of pancakes being made. You peek inside, and there's Fighter running around, as kids do, playing with some sort of wooden toy on the ground, and you see Shayna just making mounds of pancakes because they're intent on sending you off with a good meal. And there's like sausages and a whole bunch of other stuff, and the smell of a delicious meal comes out. And Reginald peeks out the door, and he's like, "Oh, are you? We've made breakfast. I know you've got to get going, but we didn't want you to leave hungry after all you've done for us. So, you can eat here or you take it on the road, whatever you'd like. Up to you."
So nice. Thank you so much. We are famished, but yes, we do need to get on the road, right, everybody? We need to get on the road right now, right, everybody?
What's the hurry?
You need on the road. Let's everybody grab a pancake and go.
Oh, I slept like a bag of rocks. Oh.
That is so generous of you. And then I'm gonna try this. Probably not gonna work, but I'm gonna take I don't know if I don't think I have a an kind of like a extra bag or like a little napkin of some sort or like something
like a dish towel.
Yeah,
or something like
maybe I'll go in to like assist in giving the pancakes and whatnot, but I'm gonna take 2 pieces of gold and I'm gonna just put them in like the kind of somewhat hide them, but make it clear like there's something in. I'm just gonna like leave it on the table.
Okay.
Just the hell is Pele doing?
Brushing my teeth.
You brought a toothbrush, Pele?
Hey, dental hygiene. It was horrible, which is why they never write that into fantasy novels.
No, we can go.
Already on my 27th pancake.
Right. Yes.
Well, I'm feeling a bit more refreshed than I was.
I didn't know fish had teeth, but all right.
Yeah, we're vertebrates.
And if I do have a moment, I'm gonna write something small, just like to your inn, or I can't think of the right words, but like a donation to the inn, or to help you, to help you start the inn.
Right. Well, they are busy helping out with that. They don't notice anything yet. You probably notice when they clean up at the end.
Good.
So you guys get all of your stuff together, and
Puri,
yeah,
I have something to say.
What?
Secrets.
What? Okay, make sure we're streaming. Make sure the microphone is up. It's the big thing.
I'm sorry for my failure yesterday. Were it not for the dragon, the halfling would be dead. I tried to protect the halfling, but I ended up protecting the beast. I'm not used to traveling with companions, and I don't know why we're together, but it won't happen again.
The fact that we're together.
Monk!
No problem. Sounds good.
I just walk over to Rempuri and I just place my hand up to his, as high as I can reach, up to his like shoulder if I can reach it. If not,
You
just
reach
like
your shoulder. Yeah.
and I don't say anything. I just kind of do this and squeeze it a little bit and just kind of do a little nod.
From across the room, I say, if it makes you feel better, I almost killed you last night by accident. So nobody's perfect. And yeah.
I walk up to him, and I'm very tall, so I wrap my arms around him and give him a very awkward hug that I'm sure he does not feel great about. And then I pat him on the back and I say, "Let's go. We gotta go. We gotta get on the road."
Before he leaves, just walks out.
All right, so you guys have.
No, there's one thing I want to do before we go.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So as we walk out, I don't know if the kid is nearby.
Sure, he's around the
Okay.
kitchen floor, playing.
So right as I leave, I kneel down to the kid and I give him just a little tiny copper piece
Mhm.
from the city that I grew up in as an urchin, Maroos, I think it is.
Yep.
Say, never forget how lucky you are that you've got two great parents. And I walk away, and I pat him on the head, and I say, never forget, and remember that, remember this. And I give him the little copper piece to remember that by, and we walk away.
He looks down at it, and he looks up at you, and he's he doesn't really know what's going on. He's got
No, he
these
doesn't.
big eyes, and he looks at it, and he looks over at his mama, and he goes, "Mama, he gave me a copper, got a copper." And he's holding it and twisting it around. They don't have a whole lot of money. They don't need a lot of money. They're very agrarian, so they don't have to go into town and get a lot. A lot of the rural communities are a little bit more barter based.
It's not for spending.
Yeah. And Bratchett looks, not Bratchett, Reginald looks over at you. He's like, "Thank you so much. No, you hold on to that, fighter. That's not for spending. That's for us to remember these fine people and how important it is to give of ourselves when we're called upon. We'll keep this forever and treasure it. Thank you so much. Best of luck on your trip." Huh?
I just give him a nod and I walk out.
Right. So you guys have left and saddling up the cart, getting the horses all together, making sure they're fed and doing that stuff. And then you're ready to find my little notepad and my pencil. And you guys are ready to get back on the Fen Trail and head back. And there, you couldn't tell in the middle of the night, right, where they were located, and neither can I. So let's go past this stunning picture of myself, and then go to Asphodel. And they really are in a great spot. They're right about here. So when you come down, you're going to hit the trail, and the trail, you assume, kind of goes back this way and used to meet with this one. So they're in a nice little spot there for people to pick up on the way out from whatever it is that's down there, and here. But now we've gone. Go ahead.
So sorry, I have a quick question for you. How do we know where we're going?
You got directions: Coast Road, Fen Trail.
I thought you know where we were going.
Fen. Yeah.
Wait, do
Like,
you
as
mean
in
that
map?
nobody's been knowing where we were going this whole time?
Is the ranger doing anything to guide us? Like, what's happening here?
I know where to go. We just
Okay.
keep on the road.
Oh,
Cool.
Okay. Cool.
And Gundren had explained to you, in the bar, he was like, "You take the coast road, you turn on Fen Trail, you turn in the Fen. It's very easy. It's about 5 days. 2.5, maybe another 2.5 for the other part."
I
So,
accept
How far away are we now?
you're not exactly sure. You're more than halfway by distance, but the Fen Trail is a trail. It is not a road. So getting the cart through there is going to slow you down a little bit. So even though you've made it a little bit more than half the way, it's still going to take you probably another 2.5 days on the trail, because it's just a trail and it's a little harder to get through. But you can tell for big chunks of it that the trail is being used more and more often. And even though it's not maintained by the Kingdom of Rasfadal or the county, just because of the travel on it. Trails get larger and they turn into roads, just naturally over the course of the years. And you can tell in some parts it's a little wider and there's a little easier part to get to, and other parts there's still boulders that must have fallen there 200-300 years ago, after its prime in the 500 years ago, but prior to today, that you can see that turns more into a trail. It's a little bit more difficult to navigate, so the going's a bit slower now. And the forest has thickened in a little bit. The map is showing the heart of the forest, but it's not like this, a wall of trees, or like in Lord of the Rings, like the forest was like nothing but prairie, boom, forest, right?
Yeah.
It's more like a real forest where it gradually gets thicker. And it's definitely thicker here. Here you were 8 to 10 miles away, maybe. And here you're within 4 or 5 miles of it. So, it's definitely wooded as you're making it through. In fact, instead of looking like that, it looks not quite this thick, but that was the only picture I can find. But it's definitely thicker as you go through it. And parts of it are way more foresty than other parts. Rocky is feeling a lot more familiar with this surrounding. It's a source of comfort to you as you get to this. So as you're taking the horses through, how are you doing this? Who's where?
I've driven for the past 2 days, so I will be walking in front.
I'm gonna be up front too, because apparently rogues are supposed to do that, and I'm gonna, have a go at it, looking around at the sticks and stuff.
You're a city urchin, so you're not as good at the forest, but hey,
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna have a go. Never.
You never know. What's just out of curiosity? What is your perception?
These grassy meadows and things.
It's
the first one to see them.
Right. Your what is your perceptions? Not your strong suit, but
but it's really who you know, not what you know. So
there's no who's to know out here. Cindy Lou Who is not available. Who's driving the cart?
I'm going to drive the cart. I'm a little concerned with these two up in front, and
all right,
having a high vantage point might be a good idea for defense.
Right. Absolutely.
Tatiana, we're allies, girl. Why are you worried? I got you.
But Bailey's right next to you.
Okay, that's fair. We say that in
Dragon.
Yeah, I always get it wrong. I always want to say draconian, but it's draconic.
Draconic, yeah.
Okay, I say Gesundheit.
Thank you.
So Rampuri will take the rear at the back of the
all right.
cart.
Great. Zankorin?
Knowing how short I am, I force myself onto the cart with a big sigh.
All right.
I can help you. I'd grab you by the scruff and just lift you and set you next to me.
There you go. And Rocky, where are you?
Up in front as always with bow drawn.
All right. So the three of you are up front. Tatiana and Zankorin in the car. Zankorin, how are you feeling?
I am feeling okay. Roll the 3.
Okay. All right. You're doing well. You are moving down the road. So all of you are kind of on lookout for what's going on.
Where's Monk?
Monk's in the rear, keeping an eye backwards. You guys head out and you're moving down the trail. Let me have you guys roll a perception check. I'm not going to have everyone do it, even though everyone has their eye out. So talk amongst yourselves, decide who's going to do it, and then we'll let them roll at advantage.
I'll do it.
All right.
Okay.
You want to? Okay.
Oh, I just did it.
20 anyway.
Well, there you go. Perfect.
All right. First part of the trip is pretty quiet. There's not it's beautiful country. It's raining. There's lightning. There's a storm overhead, but the lightning's in the distance. But it's still, when there's a flash, you can see the forest light up, and it's early spring, so a lot of the plants are still, that bright green of early spring, and right when it first rains is that wonderful smell of moist soil. But it's been raining for like 4 days now, and now it's not that wonderful smell of moist soil. It's just that smell of wet and damp. that's coming out of there. And as you look down the road, you can sense that everything to the south of the road seems happier than everything to the other direction, to the forest side. You think back a little bit about what the druid had said about the forest being sick, and a little bit about the ogre attack and the scourge attack, and you're just aware of the fact that it doesn't seem like a regular forest. It seems like something is amiss. But I don't think any of you have an idea what it is right now. It's just a feeling of uncomfortableness.
Well,
Huh?
I'm on my guard, doubly on my guard.
All right. It is 9:09. We generally plan on ending at 9. We went way overboard last time, and I'm trying to be cognizant of that. So I am guessing we probably need to wrap it up. Is that everyone's feeling?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Awesome. So we will stop here as we begin our journey down the Fend Trail to a forest that seems not quite right, a trail that seems beautiful, and weather that seems to be somewhat unrelenting. And we will come back and find out what the future holds for us.
Ooh.
Great job.
Nice
Fun, fun, fun.
Thank you for
Well done,
playing.
Dave.
Thank you for joining.
Nice
So
one.
much fun.
Thank you for saving the halfling family.
I'm glad you did it.
I so did not know how that was going to go, and I was really worried about him.
Yeah,
So.
Tatiana, great job saving the halfling husband.
The thing is, I didn't know who was going to be attacked, right? I was just going to play the Sturges, what made sense, but your beige missile got rid of the ones that were attacking them, right? But the baby has like 2 hit points, so
Oh wow.
I didn't know that baby was going to make it, right? And mom only had like 3. So any attack by them, the husband's a little bit more stout. He had 11. So he was a little bit, able to defend himself a bit, but that could have gone any direction. So
Dave, didn't your daughter invent beige missile?
She did. She invented the
Please
beige.
thank her for me because it came in mighty handy.
Right. It's a variant of the magic missile with a stylistic twist.
Yes.
So it's one of those spells that's great because it doesn't ever miss.
Yeah.
It's great for it's great for lots of tiny vermin that might attack because you can wipe them out pretty easily. But it's also good because you can target them all towards one, and then it does a decent amount of damage, and you don't have to worry about missing. So it's a nice.
As a side note, though, after playing our first large battle, I have realized that I need to prepare some new spells for next round.
So the way that you do that on yours, you have your spell book, right? And every morning you can take 10 minutes to go through and change them up. But also, if you're not doing anything as well, you can take 10 minutes and change them up. So, when we pick back up, if you want to sit in the back of the cart for a spell and okay, let me retool these, you let me know that you want to do that, and we'll take a little time for that. And usually it's not a big deal. The hardest part. Go ahead.
There's just a couple things that I realized, if I needed something, I didn't have anything to do that with. So I need to have a variety of spells prepared for different situations.
And that's that's what it's like to learn how to be a wizard. You're managing your resources, right? You've got some things that are attack, you've got some things that are for investigation, some things that are better for urban environments, and you got to wake up in the morning and go, all right, how am I going to prep for the day?
Yeah, because there was actually one spell that I really wanted to use, and I could have, but then my fellow players got in the way.
What was it? Was that the sleep one, or
there was Burning Hands that I wanted to cast at one point. I was still too far away, but also I didn't have a clear, shot for my cone and stuff. So stuff like that.
Cone of Death. Yeah, and some of them, as you get better at being a wizard, I don't know if Bard has this, but there's an ability you can get as a spellcaster where you can shape your spell. So if you want it to cast sleep, you can avoid your guys and only target the enemies if they're really close to each other. If you don't have that ability, everyone's possible for it. So I'm not sure if it's an optional feat or just something that is an optional feature that you have to choose or one that you just get. But it'll come second, third level, something like that. You have a little bit more control as you learn to master your skills. So awesome.
Dave, are we
You're very
good?
soon.
Is it 1 week or 2 weeks?
That's up to you guys. I'm flexible. I'm up for however you want to do it. Actually, before we get to that, I'll just do this part. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Okay, now we'll stop. I will stop streaming.
I will stop streaming.